We are live. This is fantastic. Jorge, thank you so much for joining me. The Sabian Education Network. I am so honored to continue doing these different interviews and sessions for Sabian, for the Sabian Education Network. And we get a chance to spotlight different artists from around the world. And I have had a chance to sit down with some fantastic musicians. Jorge Sanchez from Spain, thank you so much for joining me.
Hi, Don. Great to see you. First of all, thanks to everybody. Thanks to Sabian, Jorge Bergamini, for giving me this opportunity to stay here. And I'm very impressive. So great. So let's have fun today.
Well, you know, we feature each different educator in this process. And what Sabian does so well is they connect education worldwide. And Jorge, this is what this is about. Now, I have had the chance of having you here in my studio, and you have always impressed me as a young, enthusiastic, great player, a great educator. You're based in Spain. So let's go back and give everyone a little bit of a history of who you are and what you do. Tell me about when you first got involved with playing drums.
Okay, this is a good point because as a drummer, I didn't start very young like another drummers. Like, for example, gospel drummers, they start playing drums with 5 years or something like that. Yeah. I started when I was 14. So I remember this time because I was annoying my family all this time because I wanted to play drums. But you know, here it's so difficult because in a floor, it's so difficult to have a drum kit. It's so annoying with the neighborhood. So it's very difficult. You have to have a studio or something like that. But when you are 14, it's very difficult. But I started on my home, but I put kind of pillows over the heads to try them to be so much louder.
Yeah.
So this was my first thing with the drums. But when I was older, like for example, 2 years later, I found a group of friends that they played another instrument like guitar, bass, keyboards. So we got together and we started to play different songs like a cover rock band playing like Green Day, all these kind of things.
Nice.
From LA or this area, this kind of music. So, but later, bit a bit, I mean, I was at the school, so the drums was for me like a hobby, not like a profession. So when I finished my grade or degree at the school, so I had a time, like a spare time, where I couldn't get in on the university because there were so many students. So I had to wait 1 year. So I decided to start to practice more drums, like every day, 2 hours, something like that, on my drum studio. So I think this was my beginning, where I think I realized that I wanted to be a drummer. I wanted to be a professional drummer.
Right.
So bit by bit, I was improving my drumming. So I remember later I did like a test in a conservatory, a jazz conservatory, but I didn't pass, you know, because I played very hard, and when you play jazz in this kind of conservatories in Spain, you have to be a jazz drummer, but very quiet. It's the opposite like Buddy Reeds, you know. So you have to play very soft. Oh, you play jazz, okay? You have to play very soft. I remember when I did the audition, like my bass drum got away. Like, what's the hell? Because I played very hard, so you know. So then was when I decided to start to study with David Barcos, that you know very well. This is a great drummer in Spain, David Barcos.
Yes, David Barcos, fantastic drummer.
Yeah, of course. So he helped me a lot. I think he opened my mind, and he gave me a lot of tips as a professional drummer. So after that, we were talking about studying in New York in the Drummers Collective. It was the first time I heard about Drummers Collective. Of course, I knew you. I used to go to the La Rioja Drumming Festival every year. So this moment for me was like you say in a video you have on YouTube, game changing. You know, it was a game changing. So when I started to study with David Barcos, and after that, in 2013, I attended to the collective. I made a audition, and I was accepted. So this moment for me was probably best moment on my life. You know, yeah,
So let me go back. So in this journey of what you had, you're 14 years old. You
yeah.
start to play the drums. What do you think attracted you to drumming?
I don't know, probably because I have family that they play another instruments. My brother, he plays guitar, not like a professional, like a hobby. And I have an uncle that he used to play drums, but also like a hobby, you know. But probably, I mean, not like a drummer, but like a musician. I was born listening Dire Straits, Mark Knopfler, because I have older brothers. They have like 17 and 15 years older than me.
Sure.
So I was really interested on this kind of music. Like instead, people like on my age, they used to listen another stuff. I was like a monster of the school because I listened Dire Straits, Eric Clapton, Santana, all this kind of thing, and all my friends. It was like, what are you doing? What's that? It doesn't make sense. So I was like a strange guy. So at the beginning when I was young, before playing drums, I wanted to be guitar player. And when I was 5, 6, I I used to imitate Mark Knopfler on the screen, watching videos with all the outfit and everything. So it was great. So but later I realized that I wanted to be a drummer. So and here we are.
So here we are. So now you evolve into meeting with David Barcos. So let's talk
Yeah.
about David Barcos. David is a phenomenal drummer. I have had the chance of meeting him and playing with him on several occasions. A fantastic drummer, and it's being introduced to David that opened you up to more ideas about drumming.
Yeah.
Now, just so you know, Jorge, on this page so far, we've got people from Spain. I've got people from Marina from Cyprus, Tony McNally from Newcastle, UK, Claude Hoffman from Belgium, John Owens, who's from North Carolina in the USA. Arthur is from Ufa, Russia. We've got Juan de Oliva. Juan de Oliva, for me, is the Steve Gadd of Spain. He is a phenomenal drummer,
Yeah.
a phenomenal teacher, and a great guy. I've had the chance of performing with him years ago, and his playing really touched my heart. A beautiful, beautiful player. He's joined us. Bruno Muse has joined us from Antwerp, Belgium. We've got people from Russia, from my gosh, this is from here in. We've got Mikkel from Siberia. So you have now about 8 to 10 countries that are
Yeah.
watching in it. This is the power of the internet.
Tell you now.
And this is the power of what Sabian does so well, that they bring these people in from all around the world. And even Jonas from Argentina has just joined us.
That's
So
awesome.
my point to you is that your message of how you learned, I want this to reach them and let them understand and get to know who you are. So you meet up with David Barcos, and David started showing you different concepts of different techniques and a more formalized way of learning, correct?
Yeah. Yeah. So David Barcos, I think, was my first teacher. I mean, I had more teachers and great teachers, but David Barcos was in another level because he was studying in Berkeley College of Music.
Right.
So and he's like half American, half Spanish, you know. So we were talking about more like a drummer, but not in Spain, like outside, like a overworld, you know, like around the world, instead like being just an Spanish drummer, being an international drummer, think like that, you know. I think it's the same philosophy that you have. I mean, this kind of thing, because sometimes when I was studying with you and the Barcos, sometimes was like the same philosophy, you know. So it was great. And after that, when I started, when I started to study with David Barcos in 2013, like I said, I was accepted in the collective, in Drummers Collective. So it was another level, you know. For me, it was crazy, you know, because it was another country, another language.
Well,
Everything was different. So I think this thing made me stronger, like a person and like a drama, you know.
absolutely. And talk about that for a second. What I'm so impressed with what you did is you made the commitment to not only fly to a different country, and English is your second language. And
Yeah,
here you are speaking in English. You sound very, very clear, and you're speaking very well. But you had to understand and learn English,
of course.
and then you make the move from Spain into New York. So you come into the most intense city in the freaking world to want to learn. And then you go to Drummers Collective. Now, talk about what it was like at Drummers Collective.
Okay, I remember first day when I got to the school, and we had to do an audition, just like a test your level. And I remember first day when I did this the audition with Peter Retzlaff, you know very well. He's an fantastic drummer, he's a fantastic person, so I love him.
Pete's a great player. He's got his book is great, From Baby Steps to Giant
Yeah,
Steps.
yeah,
Great book, great player, great jazz feel, really great jazz player.
love this one.
Yeah.
So I remember the atmosphere at the school, because you know everybody was like me from outside. So everybody from Japan, from Italy, from Germany, from England. So I we were in the package, you know, because we felt like a family,
Hmm.
because we wanted to be professional drummers, and we
Yeah.
were outside home. So I remember also that when I started the classes during the 2 weeks, I felt very frustrated, you know, because the level was very high and fast. And I
Yeah.
remember when I did an exam with Peter, and everybody was in a higher level. Like, okay, what are you doing? Because I'm practicing 2 hours, and it's for me it's not possible to prepare everything well. And I remember a Japanese friend. I got it, but I'm practicing 10 hours every day. What? 10 hours? Oh, I got it. So now I understand why I don't pass the exam. It was because you are practicing 10 hours. So from that moment, I increased my practicing, my time on the drama studio, and I think it's good because it's like a little competition, but not a competition in a bad way. It's like everybody we are pushing ourselves to
Yes.
be a better drummer. So
Right.
it's good because I was first time in the collective. I was 7 months or 8 months, but my level was here,
Yeah.
so it was great. So I don't know why, but you push yourself uh, forward, you know. So it's crazy. But the time in New York or in this kind of schools is like in Spain, 10 years. You know, everything is fast. It's going fast. But this is amazing. I think it's probably my best experience of my life. So it was my first part in New York. Later, in 2015, at the beginning, is when I was taking private lessons with you. You remember, right?
Yeah, it's absolutely totally.
So I have a funny story. If you let me tell it.
Yeah.
So I remember first time when I was in Port Jefferson.
Port
uh,
Jefferson Village, where I live. Yeah, you came in.
so I had to wake up very early because it took me like 2 or 3 hours taking a train from Atlantic Station in Manhattan in Brooklyn to Port Jefferson, and you have to do like a car, or three shuttles, you know.
You have to change the train, correct?
Yeah, I have to change in Jamaica. I remember.
Yeah.
So okay, it was a frozen day, very very. Well, it was crazy for me, you know. I'm from Spain, so I go to the.
People have to understand when you came here, it was freezing here.
Yeah.
And when you say you're from Spain, in Spain, the weather is always beautiful. The sun
much.
shines. That's why there's great wine in Spain, because the weather is so beautiful. And here you come to New York and now you're freezing your ass off.
Yeah, of course. So when I go to the station in Port Jefferson, I remember that I didn't have internet on the phone because I was thinking when I was there, okay, it's gonna be just 2 months. I don't need internet. It's cool. Big mistake. So, so when I was there, like, okay, but where is Tom's house? Where is okay? I tried to figure out where your place was. So, but the people, I don't know why, they got away from me. I don't know why. I was asking the people, okay, you know this? No, sorry, I don't have time. Like, what's wrong with the people here? Okay, another guy, and I remember one guy getting away to the car very fast. Like, what? I'm a normal guy. So, but finally I found a guy, normal guy, that he told me where your place was. So I got to your home late, like 30 minutes. I remember I knocked the door, and you opened, and I was sweating all over, and it was very freezing. But for me, it was like a summer, like staying in Puerto Rico or something like that. And sorry, Don, sorry, I'm late, but I got lost in your country, and the people here is not very cool. So this is very amazing. And after that, your wife picked me up every time on the station. So at least I was more relaxed.
I live about 1 mile from the train station, and I live very close to the train station, and I'm about 1 hour out of New York City. But taking the train, you've got to change in the train, like you said, at Jamaica, at certain areas. And when people come here, it's just so exciting. Once they're here, we get a chance to work on an intensive way of learning, which is what we did with you. Once you came here, we really started working on many of the strokes and many of the concepts and what you wanted to achieve. And you did great. You learned very quickly. You were always an excellent student, Jorge.
I had good memories on this time in your home with your dog and all the things there. So I'm looking forward to come back.
Yes. Well, now we do all the online teaching. So now let's talk about yourself now. So you go back, you're learning Drummers Collective, an incredible experience. So were there any other teachers other than David afterwards that you started learning from? Who were you studying with also at Drummers Collective? Who else was there?
The first teacher?
At Drummers Collective?
Yeah.
Who else was teaching you at Drummers Collective?
Okay. So another great guy, probably the funniest guy in the world, Jason Yanni. He's a fantastic guy. He's a great teacher. He's a good player. I love him. You remember, he was at the drumming, La Rioja Drumming Festival. He was playing, and he was at my home like a couple of days. He was drinking wine. He loves La Rioja. He loves La Rioja. So he's a great guy.
Yeah.
And more teachers. Camille Gaynor.
Camille Gaynor. I actually interviewed her just recently.
I watched the interview.
Another phenomenal drummer. She's a really good drummer and a great teacher also. Boy, good for you, Camille Gaynor. That's fantastic. Who else?
Vin Cherico.
Yeah.
Yeah, Finicherico, Marco Georgievic,
Nice.
Tobias Ralph, who else? Who else? More. Maciek.
Well,
Maciek.
see, you were able to get a real good, it's like a very different cross study of
Yeah.
players. Listen, Jason Gianni is very different than Pete Reslev. So
Yeah.
very different drummers. They're both excellent players. They're both excellent teachers, and they both have different styles of how they play and how they teach.
Yeah.
You were able to get even Marco Dvorak. Marco is a phenomenal player,
Yeah.
another incredible drummer. So you had some really good, listen, Drummers Collective, still to this day, has got some great teachers there.
Yeah. Also Fred Katz,
Yes.
Frank Katz, who else? Ian Froman, Chris Coleman, of course, Coleman, and much more. But now I don't remember. But it's great, it's great. And the good thing of the collective is that you play different styles because as a drummer you have to try to be the best drummer, but in all the different kind of styles, not just drum. I mean, not just jazz or rock or Latin. So if you wanna work as a drummer, you have to try to play all the styles as much as you can. It's difficult. Everyone has a own style. Like me, for example, I like hip hop music, gospel music, rock music, Latin music. Okay, so this is great. But at least at the school, we learn a lot of styles. So this is, I think, is the best thing.
Yeah, yeah. Well, that's very helpful in today's music. So now you come back to Spain. So now you bring all that information that you learned at Drummers Collective and what you learned in my school. You go back to Spain now. So now in Spain now, where exactly in Spain do you live?
Now I'm living again in Logroño, but I moved to Madrid last year. Because Madrid is a bigger city. Yeah. There are more opportunities. There are more musicians. So it's tough to get the job as a drummer or as a musician. But it's in Logroño, for example, it's a small city. I love Logroño, but not like it, if you wanna earn money as musician. At least you are teaching or something like that. So now recently I came back to Logroño because of this crazy situation with the coronavirus, the COVID. So I hope to come back soon to Madrid, but now I'm here until all the situation goes back to the new normality.
Absolutely. Well, let's talk about Logroño, because Logroño has got a special place in my heart for sure. Logroño is in the La Rioja region of Spain. The La Rioja region of Spain is the winemaking region. Yeah. So Logroño is right in the middle of the great winemaking region. Now, I have been known to have a glass of wine in my life. When I go to La Rioja, the area of Logroño, it is unbelievable. The wine, the food, the people, the weather, it's absolutely beautiful. And where Logroño is about a 4-hour drive out of Madrid.
Yeah, pretty much. 3, 4, yeah.
3 or 4 hours out of Madrid. So people have to kind of know how it's not close to Madrid, but it's a beautiful area. Now, Alberto Cuevas, a phenomenal enthusiast about drumming, started to organize the La Rioja Drumming Festival. And what this was, it was done in Logroño, and the festival was put on for many, many years. Yeah. And we had anywhere from, 1,000 to 3,000 people that showed up to this festival.
Yeah, it was when, you remember this time when, I think it was the biggest edition, when Pilar Rubio, this girl, do you remember this girl, Pilar Rubio? He was on the stage with you. I think in this moment, in this edition, I think it was 2009.
Yeah.
All the place was totally, it was full. You remember this time? It was crazy. I think it was the best edition.
Yeah, that one, if I believe it correctly, it had about 4,000 or 5,000 people there. And I shared the stage with this, she's a television personality. and she's absolutely beautiful. And she spoke very, very well. So the two of us shared the stage. And because of her national fame and myself being involved with drumming, we did the show together. It was fantastic.
Yeah.
And we had so many great drummers that came there. Probably every top drummer, Gene Hoglan, Billy Cobham, Jojo Mayer, Jason Gianni was there. Marco was there. We had yourself, you played. I mean, we had so many great drummers through the course of the year. Steve Smith, Thomas Lang.
Yeah. Chris Coleman.
Chris Coleman.
Thomas Pridgen. No, Thomas Pridgen, no, was the other guy playing in White Snake. I don't remember his name. I don't remember, but he was a famous rock star.
Oh, we had everyone there. So these shows were in Logroño. Now, Logroño is a small little village, but they have a huge theater there, and this arena is where we had the festival. So people came from all around the world to this festival and came in here. It was unbelievable the way it was done. It was exciting. It was fantastic. And now the next thing is to continue the festival, but to do it online.
Absolutely.
That will be the next thing, the way Modern Drummer just did their festival. If people go to moderndrummer.com and watch the festival, it was a tribute to Neil Peart. We did that online. That's the next level of where to go to understand what the potential of these festivals are. You played that festival, you did that. Talk about the experience of you playing that festival.
It was amazing, but I remember the days before, I was so nervous, really nervous. Like, could you imagine playing with all these big drummers like you, Jason, Mike Terrana, he was there.
Terrana, yes.
It's crazy. It's crazy. So I remember, like very like a bodybuilder, and he was playing so hard. So I was like, what I'm doing here? So it was like that. But when I started to play, it was amazing. Like, for me, was so fast. So instead of 5 minutes, I remember like playing 1 minute, something like that. So I remember when I had to play solo, and I did this thing with the wine. You remember when I took out a bottle of wine. So I took out the bottom. So I put it on a glass and drinking at the same time, playing a bayao on the street. On the people was crazy, And it was nice. Was nice this time. And I remember you on the right side laughing when I was doing that. So it was a great time. So yeah, I hope to come back to this festival, or like you said, online, like a Modern Drummer festival. So yeah.
Again, Alberto Cuevas is a real dedicated drum enthusiast. He loves drumming, and he puts on this festival to bring people together. The festival, listen, the drumming festivals are not about really making money. It's about bringing people together. And Alberto did that so well. He brought thousands of people together for this festival. I've got such great memories. I attended every festival, and each one was just magic. To experience all the different players that we had was really, we've had Alex Acuna. We had so many great drummers that came by there that performed at this festival. We have so many great drummers here that are joining us here. Panos Vasiliopoulos is a fantastic drummer from Greece.
Great, yeah.
Every time I see video of him on social media, everyone go check out Panos. He's from Athens, Greece. He plays incredible how he plays. It really is absolutely unbelievable. We've got people that have joined us from different parts of Russia, from Kiev. Here's Maxim from Kiev in the Ukraine. It's unbelievable to see the people that are joining us here. And what's amazing too is these shows that we're doing, we've got Joe Bergamini. He puts these shows on and organizes this. And tomorrow at 2:00, he's got Marcus Baylor. They are getting ready for their show tomorrow at 2:00. So I tell everyone, Thursdays at 2:00 Eastern Standard Time and Fridays at 2:00 Eastern Standard Time. Sign up for the SEN program, SEN Education.com. check it out, be a part of it, and watch these shows that are aired on Facebook and YouTube. And it features players like Jorge. Now, Jorge, talk about the different bands that you were playing in now. You've got a wide variety of different bands that you played with.
Okay, I remember first time playing in a big band or something like that, a rock band. Before attending to the collective, it was a rock band from La Rioja. I was playing in a big festival. For me, it was great because I was young, so it was a great opportunity for me. It was this time when I met Alberto Cuevas. First time probably I was talking with you. So yeah, I remember great moments with this band because all then they were older than me. Like I was like 20 and they were 45 or something like that. So I was the youngest guy probably in all festivals when I was playing. So later I have been in other bands, jazz bands, Latin jazz, something like that. Also I was playing in a kind of electronic percussion on clubs, with music with dancers, this kind of fancy stuff. So now I was before the COVID, I was playing in a kind of cover rock band, playing a lot of stuff from another musicians. We were 11 players. All
Wow.
they are great musicians, great person. So, but now the situation is crazy. So we have to wait a little bit to go back to the normality. And I think that now, instead like I regret, we have to be stronger and prepare ourselves, but for when everything comes back to the normality, to be very strong. This is what I'm doing here. Instead like crying, oh, this is a bad situation. We are not gonna have gigs until 1 year, something like that, whatever. So now I think the COVID is for me. I feel like that is giving me an opportunity to increase my level, to have more time for me, for practicing on drum sets, for doing more videos that before I couldn't do it because I was playing on gigs. So I think like that. So in fact, I think that my level is higher now since six months ago. I think like that. So. So this is my advice for everybody. Like try to practice more, to be focused on your goals because the COVID is gonna be over. So. And when everything goes back, I think that we will be stronger. You
Right.
know,
Right.
I, I think like that.
This is so important to stay positive and to be open-minded for that. And during this time, as you say, to grow and learn, that's what SabianEd.com is about. Go to SabianEd.com, join on, and be a part of the learning process. That while we have this time to learn from other people and join and be involved, and pretty soon they're going to be launching a new classes for members only, and you'll have to be a member to get an invitation. This is now going to the next level of education to really fine tune it.
That
That's
you are
what.
doing great work, hard work with all of us. Sabian is doing a good work for all drummers in the world. And this is great. So hard work, but it's good.
But this is like what you said, Jorge, to take advantage of the time right now. So talk about what you're doing. So now you're in your studio right now, correct?
My drum studio. Also, we record. We are doing records for bands for everything. So when I used to record myself when the studio is free.
Yeah.
So this is the good thing of the COVID. I have more time for me. So I'm recording a lot of videos now with this beautiful set, Sabian, all these symbols are great. So now I'm teaching, of course. So now I'm more focused on teaching, because the COVID is is where it was.
Yeah.
So I'm teaching more online now. My students are now more from online than in person because of the actual current situation.
Mhm.
So it's also a good opportunity to be a better teacher because our students are also teaching me, you know. So I have students from all ages, from 5 to 50. So and it's great the evolution between both of them because I have one student. He started play drums with me when he was, I think, 4.
Wow.
I remember this time. So and now he's a great drummer. So
How old is he now?
9 or 8, 9.
So
So
5 years. That's
I'm
good.
jealous because he started to study drums very soon. Not like me, 14, but okay, this is the thing. So if now this guy is keeping practicing, very motivated because he's very motivated. It's incredible because he's very young, but he's studying with me 1 hour and 1 hour playing drums, nothing else, drums. So it's difficult to stay very concentrated
Yeah.
with 9 years or 8 years and playing drums for him it's big. It's a big one.
Yeah.
So this is amazing. I'm really jealous.
Well, that's the advantage that this younger generation has. Or hey, they've got the advantage of having great educators like yourself who committed to travel to America to find great education and bring it back to Spain. But they also have access to the internet that we did not, I for sure did not have when I was younger. This
Yeah,
whole ability of being able to just go online and find all these great drummers and information is unbelievable to have that opportunity. So
absolutely.
tell me about teaching online now. So COVID happened, everything changed, and you started taking all your students, all of them online.
Yeah, I think it's a new stuff. I mean, I probably prefer to teach in person, of course, because it's easier or you have more contact with the other.
Yeah.
But now with the situation, we have to focus on classes online. So the thing is, the system for doing that is like, for example, you have to have good cameras or at least one camera, and you have to prepare the class before because all the books, all the material is not on the computer. So you
Right.
have to think about your student before start the class, and then okay, this guy, we are gonna work today in groups in hand technique. Okay, I make a copy of the sheets and on the books, and during the class I share my screen, and he or she can see the screen and he can play with me at the same time. I used to use your books, all your material, and they have a lot of improvements with your material. So this is great. This is great because it's like, like a line, like a tree, like Jim Chapin, you and me, and my student. So this is awesome. So yeah, you have to have a good facilities with machines. Like you have to have an interface with microphones. I mean, probably if you don't have anything, you have to spend a lot of money. But I think it's worth it because it's the future.
This is the future. And, we've had several seminars with the great Jim Toscano, who has helped many, many top artists set up their studio. I've got Zoom cameras in my studio that has different angles of the cameras. I've got a Focusrite Scarlett interface. So all my microphones into my Snake, into my Scarlett interface, that goes into my computer. Of course, all the cameras into a switcher, into my computer. So we have to have set up ourselves up. Now, I've been doing this 25 years ago. I was one of the first ones when you came by here. I was doing this with cameras way before anybody else. So I've kind of gone through a wonderful journey of new technology, and I just recently upgraded all of my equipment again. So with new cameras, and like I said, I got the new Zoom 2QN 4Ks. These are fantastic cameras that give high quality viewing, and they are very strong and very clear. So you did that. You did the research, you invested into your studio, and you made it happen.
Yeah, you have to spend a little time in get familiar with that, because
In learning it, yeah.
probably at the beginning is tough because everything is new.
Yeah.
But once you get familiar with that, it's very easy. Like a system, it's like the same. You have to do it. It does that. It's not difficult.
Yeah.
But for you, for example, like you said, for you it's not new. It's like you started to do that 20 years ago or something like that.
Oh, it was even more than that. I had it at a time when the computer was dial-up. This was really the early stages of the internet. Dial-up computer, and the cameras were big, like you put them on your show, big cameras. It was totally good. Now the Zoom camera is a little camera, so technology has changed. And as we say, step into the world, because now if someone wants lessons with you, it doesn't matter where in the world they live, they can study with Jorge Sanchez.
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah.
Look what you did now. You brought this up, and you've got all your social media. You've got Facebook. You've got Instagram. You've got everything. You've got a YouTube channel. Absolutely. Do you have a website?
No, I don't have it right now.
That's the next thing. JorgeSanchez.com. Next thing is to get a website so you can have that going on, so people can find your name even more easier in the process.
Actually, I'm more focused on Instagram. So you have to be, I think, in the next level every time. Like try to get used to the new generation of advices or social media. So it's like Facebook. Facebook is great, but I think now Instagram is in a higher level. Yeah. And probably in 1 year, another social media was there. It will be there. So keep on.
Absolutely. So talk about, Jorge. At one point, you had a challenge with your arm.
Yeah.
And we tried different ideas of how to loosen it up, and then you went and got an operation. Talk about what that was like.
Okay, this time was bad for me, especially because I felt very frustrated, because I started to notice something strange on my arm, especially when I had to play single strokes. Like it was like something grabbing my hand. Like I couldn't play single strokes in, for example, 70 BPM. It's not fast, but something was strange happening there. Yeah. So okay, it took me a time to figure out what's going on. I was in a doctor and a traumatologist, and he told me that I had an injury on my elbow. I don't know if you can see here.
Yeah.
Scarf. Okay, so we have here a tendon. It's called cubital tendon. It's crossing all the elbow over here to the back. Okay, so in that point, my muscle and my blood was pressing very strong. So when I had to move my wrist, something was grabbing it.
Wow.
But I didn't know what's going on, and this is very tough for your mind, because you have the knowledge to spread all these things, and you know how to do it, but your body can't do it.
Yeah.
So and the doctor was trying different methods with me, with different kind of things here. So, and I was about to change my drug, and instead match grip, traditional grip, because this movement, it was hard for me.
Oh, yeah.
So finally, my doctor told me, okay, this is very easy. We have to enlarge this hole here, to let the tendon move much better. Okay, it was very easy, just like 30 minutes of operation. So in fact, I was talking with the doctor at that moment. So it was crazy. So I had to stop to play drums just 1 month, and after that I started to play a little bit on path, very slow, to get confidence with my elbow. So now my left hand is better than my right hand.
Yeah, yeah, wow.
So it's crazy. It was 3 years ago, and I think I feel more comfortable with my left hand than my right hand. It's crazy. So I have to talk with my doctor like, okay, there is something here. Try it, try it. But I better my right hand. Do you have something for this? For specific strokes?
So
So
you really took what would have been a serious challenge, and you
yeah,
faced the challenge real maturely.
yeah, and now I think this challenge um, made me stronger,
Yeah,
because when on that moment I was thinking, okay, when I get over this thing, I'm gonna push myself a lot, because I think I can do it. I can be a good drummer. So I feel always very motivated. So for me, this thing was like, okay, it's like not like a problem, like a challenge.
yeah.
So, but it's tough, because sometimes like I gonna drop everything. I don't wanna be more drummer. So sometimes you feel like that, because it's like a pain in the ass.
Yeah, well, yeah. Well, it's great that you got past it, and this is what we call a success story. So that
Yeah.
worked out really well.
Normally I like to come to tell my story, because there are drummers in Spain that they are contacting with me, sending messages, because they feel something like that. So for me, like, great, go to this doctor, because I had the same problem. You
Yeah,
know, when it happened to me, nobody knew that. No drummer before than me happening that.
yeah, 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 yeah.
Now I like to help the people in this kind of problem, because it's very frustrating. So
Well, that's great. Now, talk about your Sabian symbols. Now, you've been playing Sabian for several years. What model Sabian do you have there?
okay, I have several models here, as you can see. Okay, in my left hand, here is a cross, it's HHX stage cross 17. It's great, very strong, like hard. So here is a hi-hat. It's a 13 evolution HHX from Dave Weckl, but on the top, I don't know if you can see it, it's a 12 AX ozone splash. It's like kind of a stack hi-hat, you see?
So it's the actual hi-hats with a splash on top of it.
Yeah, yeah.
Interesting.
Ozone AX 12. I love it, this sound.
What does that sound like?
Sounds dry, like kind of, these hi-hat, sick hats,
Yeah,
big one. In fact, I'm waiting to get it. Probably next month, I will have it with me. It's like 18 inches, so big, so it's dry, like nasty. This is kind of thing, but in a it's in the smaller one.
yeah,
You know, I try to imitate the sound. It's great for electronic music, more contemporary music. Very dry. It is the sound. It's like a stack hi hat.
yeah,
Okay.
yeah.
So here I have yeah. This is an HHX Evolution Crash 17 from the Weckl 2. This is, I love this cymbal, one
Yeah.
of my favorite cymbals. And on the top, here is a splash, 10 inches, HHX.
Hmm.
So this is great. Before I didn't have this symbol here, but now I'm trying to do another things. So it helps me to be more creative and more musical.
Right, right, right.
Okay? This is a new one. This is the AAX Aerius Plus 12 inches.
Yeah.
It's like a new version of this one, the AAX Ozone 12.
All right.
But this sound is small. I think it's more new, more contemporary. I love this sound, and you can combine with the Chinese down to create an stack. Good. Okay, on my right hand is the right symbol. This is a Legacy 88X.
Beautiful.
I think you have the same on your drum studio. I remember.
Yeah.
This is 20. I love the symbol. It's also from Dave Weckl. I love the sound because it's great to be creative. More, if you play this one, you get the sound more like, I don't know, like jazzy, but not jazzy. It's between.
Yeah.
I love the sound to be more creative. This is a great one. This is an 8/8 Ozone Cross 18. This is great. I love it. But my favorite one is this one. I love it. I'm blown away by this sound. Check this out. This is on the top. Is a Cross Ozone B8X 18. Inside here, down, is a BHX Chinese. And the sound is so nasty, so crashy, you know. I think Jorge Bergamini has the same, but instead, I think the name is Agitator.
Agitator. Yeah.
But this is bigger. This is 18, and the other one is 16. I love this sound. It's kind of sick hats, but I prefer this one.
What a great setup. I mean, what's amazing.
I have more, but now this is my configuration.
Well, I think that's really the name of the game today. You have to have a wide variety of cymbal sounds so you can apply the right sounds for the specific band that you're playing with. I mean, the changeover, I mean, that legacy that you have there, listen, out of the mind of Dave Weckl, evolution and legacy, beautiful sounding cymbals. And it really is great that Sabian still to this day has that innovative edge that they're not afraid to try something different. Every year at their NAMM show, they're always showcasing fantastic product that's new ideas, which gives us drummers a chance to express what we want. And the ideas that you have, again, on that hi-hat, I like that hi-hat that you have there.
I have more ideas, but imagine when I will get the new one, the sick hats, 18. Probably I have to take out this one because it's too big. This is 13. Imagine 18. So it's like what? Like that. So.
Oh, that is fantastic. Well, I think what you have is a great setup. And in your studio, you've got students. Are students all around Spain that you're doing online now?
I probably all the students now. I mean, from online, they are from outside of Spain.
Really?
I have a student from New York. He speaks Spanish, but he's from New York. So we have the class at the same time, like now, like 2 p.m. for you. So, but the others are getting here. So all the students online, they are from outside of Spain.
Yeah.
From America. You know, because the good thing is I speak Spanish. So except in USA and Canada, probably all these things, except Brazil, all these countries can speak Spanish. So, you know, we are more open.
Absolutely. Jorge, this is a tremendous advantage that you have, that your English is excellent. Spanish is your main language. There are drummers all around the world that would like to hear it taught to them in their main language of Spanish. You have that ability. So I say to anybody around the world, and what they have to understand, you're in Spain now in Logroño. You are 6 hours ahead of a New York time. So we started this at 8 o'clock in the evening for you. It's almost 9 o'clock in the evening. And there are several people that joined on from Russia. Artemy Core is from Moscow, Russia. They're 7 hours ahead of us. So, and where they are in Serbia, they're even so the time zone changes now and what we have. It is so incredible that we have this opportunity that we can reach people around the world and share our love for passion for music.
This is the good thing about the new technology, that you can teach in everywhere.
Yeah.
It doesn't matter if you are from Spain, Argentina, USA, doesn't matter. And if you just have one camera, you can do the class. It's great. And you have YouTube, so you have so much information. So it's great. This is the 21st century.
It really is a great. You look at this here. Here's Sergio from the Ukraine. He's watching. Look at there. This is from Sabian. Unbelievable. This is from the Sabian head office. They're with you here. Joe talked about the symbols. The symbols that you have was a set of stacks for which he did some demo videos for in what it is here. Yeah. Artemy Core from Moscow. He's here with his wonderful wife. They take lessons with me every week. Bruno Muse, Antwerp, Belgium. He's talking about now, we're talking about with all this online, a great new level of education. Yeah. It's incredible to see. Here's a real fan, Bruno. Madrid is great. Oh yeah, bring it on. It's incredible to see all these different people that have joined us that you had from around the world. I say here, look at this one here. This is Mikhail from Novosibirsk, Siberia. Whoo, man, this is fantastic. There's some people from all over the place that they join us. Oh my gosh, fantastic. And again, here's Juan de Olivia. Good to see you both. He's a fantastic drummer in Spain. I think he's in Seville, right? Is he in Sevilla?
Yeah, he lives in Sevilla.
Sevilla, what a beautiful city. So I tell everyone, at some point you got to get to Spain. When you get to Spain, contact Jorge. Take some lessons with Jorge. This would be fantastic. Jorge, you did great today. You really did fantastic today.
Thank you very much. It's very appreciated. So thanks for the invitation, of course, to Sabian, Joe Bergamini. You are doing a hard work for all drummers around the world. So we have to thank you, everybody, to your work. So it was great to see you here.
Well, listen, it is our honor for sure. As I say, tomorrow, Marcus Baylor is getting ready for tomorrow at 2 p.m. So go watch Marcus. He's just a phenomenal player and educator. There'll be tons to learn from. The Sabian Education Network. I thank you so much, Jorge. I thank everybody at Sabian. We'll do this again next week. I'll be back again. Jorge, keep me posted. Let's get together real soon. We'll talk real soon, all right?
So, and take care so much and say hi to your wife and all your family, okay?
Thank you so much, Jorge. We'll talk to you soon. Fantastic.